Judge Alm, can you tell us what the HOPE program is all about?
HOPE is a way to make the probation system work more effectively. In many ways, in spite of caring probation officers and caring judges, probation as usual is delayed, it's uncertain, it's inconsistent, and then when something happens to the offender, it's often unnecessarily harsh. HOPE probation, on the other hand, is swift, certain, consistent, and proportionate. And one of the chief reasons we think it works so well is even the folks in the program, the felony probationers, they think it's fair. And if they think a program is fair, they're much more likely to buy into it. It's procedural justice in action.
Do you want to talk us through what it's like on HOPE being an offender, from kind of going to court through to potential breaches?
Okay, well, HOPE starts with a warning/notification hearing. They're brought into my courtroom. We usually do it in groups. It's more efficient for court time. But it also tells the probationer that they're being treated similarly like other people. They're not being singled out. And the first thing I say to them in court after introducing myself to each one of them, I tell them is, everybody in this courtroom wants you to succeed on probation. Your attorney does, the prosecutor does, the taxpayers of Hawaii want you to succeed. It's $46,000 a year to lock people up in prison in Hawaii. But you're adults, you're going to make your own choices. I'm encouraging you to succeed, but whether you do or not is up to you. And then I explain what the likely sanctions are for violations and answer any questions they have, and then they're released from court. And then the only time I see them after that is when they violate. So if and I tell them right at the first hearing, if you can go 2 years without a single violation, I'll terminate your probation. Because if you can do that well, you don't need to be on probation. Then we'll pull you off the PO's caseloads, and then the probation officer will have more time to work with the folks that actually need more of the help. And people can get their heads around 2 years, easier than they can around 4 or 5 years.
And do you think this is a program that could work in the UK?
I think it could. I think human nature being what it is, people are more similar around the globe than they are different. We had that same question. It worked in Hawaii, but would it work in other states? And we've discovered it's working the same everywhere. If you follow all of the steps, get all the moving parts working together, getting people working collaboratively, you can get the same results. And I'm convinced it can work here in the UK.
And if we're going to try and implement it in the UK, what do we need to do to make sure it's successful?
Well, I think you need to get all of the different players in the criminal justice system to sit down and agree to do first that hardest of all things, and that's to change, to try something new. And then it's all working together. And with this program, you have to move quickly. If somebody tests positive, they're going to get arrested on the spot, be held in custody for 2 days, and come back to court. It takes, with the attorneys on both sides for that hearing, it takes a lot of cooperation and collaboration for that to happen. But I'm convinced if you get all the parties together and you start a program that's small and then slowly expand it, I'm convinced it can work efficiently here.